mean, the question of resources have been mentioned by a number of people. I was just looking at the OCHA financial tracking service, and I see that for the program of 2015, the response plan overview, only 48% of the requirements are covered. What happens when these requirements are not met? One thing that we fail to maybe do more actively is to show the implications, the impact of not meeting these requirements. I think if we are going to convince to get more money to humanitarian assistance, it is up to us to do that. You cannot blame those who are providing the funds to say, maybe this was over budgeted, because they do not know what the impact of that underfunding means for the people that we're to look after. And I tell you, sometimes when you get to the ground, it is real serious. When WFP has to cut its food by 50%, what is the implication for the people we are taking care of? And then the second point I'd like to raise quickly, because I know we are in a hurry, is the humanitarian development nexus. I mean, this has been on the board for decades. We have spoken about it. We have never come up with a solution. As humanitarians, we know that we have to pick up the pieces. When the political fails, when development fails, we have to pick up the pieces. So how do we make those shortcomings known and really sound them out so that people really know what the impact of that is? Thank you.
Start with a comment from the ambassador from Sierra Leone. We take very much your point in terms of not closing the chapter on December 31st, but really describing what didn't happen and why did it matter that we weren't there or we couldn't deliver what it was we thought we should. So that's something that we're taking certainly a very close look at inside the organization. We're somewhat optimistic on the humanitarian development discussion now, more so than, and again, your point's well taken. We've talked about this for decades. We've had a number of processes start and fail. Why is this different? I think it's different. You've got political leadership, certainly, that is looking at this now. I think the World Humanitarian Summit and the fact that this is one clear outcome or the beginning of a process, as Jean-Louis says, that this can be a launch point in terms of really doing things differently, including the budget structures that I think are so important. You put the money where the requirement is. You start bringing in development actors at the beginning of the emergency. You start delivering differently from the very beginning stages, and we stop talking about it being a relief to development continuum. It is not a continuum. We have to be there together from the beginning. So we're quite encouraged.